Greetings, everybody. It's Jade. How's it going? I hope it's going well. It's going pretty good on my end. Just another beautiful, glorious Sunday, I guess is the day, over here in good old Minnesota. It's actually, it's very nice right here today. So that's nice, right? Hope everybody is not going stir crazy and all that stuff and staying healthy. So Vikings news that happened this week, or pretty much since I last checked in. It's kind of been over a week. My schedule has been kind of crazy, but I'm hoping it's kind of going back to normal now. So I'm hoping to continue posting on Sundays or at least the weekend. So for now. So Viking stuff that's been happening. Kind of starting on more of a somber note. Earlier this week, former Vikings quarterback Tavares Jackson passed away in a car accident. So that is very, very sad. That's too bad. Thoughts go out to his friends and family, during this hard time. That's just a bummer. I was really bummed out when I heard about that. I was always a fan of Tavares Jackson. I always really liked him, and I liked him even extra because he wasn't like the best player on the planet, but I always thought he was pretty good, and I especially liked him because I was not a fan of Brett Favre coming to the Vikings. And if everybody remembers, Tavares Jackson had to step back, which I've heard that he did ever so gracefully and graciously, had to step back and be the backup to Brett Favre when he came and swooped into town. So I never liked Favre, so that made me like Tavares just even more. But R.I.P. man, that's just too bad. So, starting off on a somber note, but I always have good memories. At least I have good memories of Tavares Jackson, the little bit that I saw, as a fan. So, R.I.P. to Tavares Jackson. So moving on now, and Monday night, this last Monday, almost a week ago now, there was a NFL Classic game on ESPN. Did anybody catch that? It was the Vikings, speaking of Brett Favre, with Brett Favre and his first game against the Packers when he played for the Vikings. I of course watched it at the time, but it was from October 5th of 2009 at the good old Metrodome. Man, I went to a lot of games at the Metrodome. That old piece of garbage. But it was our piece of garbage, right? It was our trash heap there for a while. But yeah, speaking of fond memories too, I have nothing but fond memories at the Metrodome. The games that I went to, always a good time, always fun. But yeah, so the Vikings won that game, 30-23. And so I thought it was funny that it's a football classic, But yeah, ESPN, they gotta play something because there's not really anything going on right now. So did anybody else watch that game? Did anybody else wish that we had that team right now? Yeah. And somebody, people, I forget who was talking about Jared Allen on the comments on my channel here, but Jared Allen, yeah, forgot about him too. Oh, it was him making the all-decade list or whatever, but the little bit that I caught of that game on Monday, because I didn't catch the whole thing, but I caught a little bit of it. But yeah, Jared Allen, kind of forgot about him. It's like, how did you forget about him? He was amazing. But that was a fun one, kind of to watch. But if we also remember the rest of that season, the 2009 to 2010 season, the Vikings went 12-4. And as I believe the rest of us can also remember, they ended up losing in overtime. I think it was the NFC Championship game? I believe it was 28-31 to those damn Saints. Who dat? Nah. Stupid Saints. Man, lost to them. That was bullshit, I think. So, anyway. But yeah, the replay game, classic game. Only to have that season end in purple tears, purple rain, per usual, right? But yeah, fun to relive those times, right? Good old days. So, moving onward here, some Vikings rumors. You guys hear about the Odell Beckham Jr. rumor? Yeah, I'm sure you did. Sure you did. That apparently, a rumor on the street this week was that the Vikings were interested in getting current Cleveland Browns wide receiver on the Vikings. Odell Beckham Jr., OBJ. So, I think that there's truth to all rumors, and the Vikings have adamantly denied it, that this is happening. And even though it might not be happening, I'm almost like 100% as a complete outsider with no insider information. I'm almost 100% certain that those talks took place. Okay, they had to have. I mean, come on. Where there's smoke, there's usually a little bit of fire, huh? A little smolderingness there. And the thing is like, a lot of people obviously are comparing OBJ to Stephon Diggs. Like, hey, we just got rid of a diva wide receiver. Why bring another diva wide receiver in here? But I personally think that Stephon Diggs is better than Odell Beckham Jr. However, I do happen to think that Odell Beckham Jr. is a very good wide receiver, but if he came to the Vikings right now, his talent, in my opinion, would be completely wasted. Completely wasted. Okay? Why are you going to come here and play for a team that pretty much just got rid of a wide receiver because they weren't throwing the ball to him, somebody that wants the ball? So I just think it would be wasted. This team, as of right now, as far as we know, the Vikings that being, they don't want to throw the ball. They're focusing on a run offense, right? Okay? So what the hell would you be bringing him in here for? I mean, what do you guys think about that, though? I mean, let's just say he does come here. I'm not going to be opposed to it, but I just think for Odell Beckham Jr., for his sake, I think his talent would be wasted, coming here. I honestly do. But if he came here, I'm not gonna be mad about it, because I still think he's a really great wide receiver, and I think there's a lot of potential there. But it's just like the diva attitude. The Minnesota Vikings as a whole, as an organization, they do not do well with those types of attitudes. Okay? And I think that's another reason that Stephon Diggs isn't here anymore, right? He's not as vanilla as, say, Adam Thielen, as Kirk Cousins, And don't we remember, too, when Anthony Barr kind of, spoke out a little bit, too? Like, the Vikings, they don't like that. I mean, I don't think any NFL team really, likes that. But I think in particular to Minnesota and the way that everybody kind of operates around here, don't like to ruffle feathers, don't like to ruffle feathers, very passive aggressive, don't like to deal with those hot-headed attitudes, because then they got to get in there and kind of deal with it. They don't like to do that. Just do what you're told. I'm kind of spiraling here a little bit, but I mean, nobody likes the diva attitude, but what I'm trying to say is Minnesota in particular too has not done well with that type of attitude, just as a whole state too, with professional sports and professional athletes that are a little bit more passionate, a little bit more hot-headed. It never goes well. It's kind of like once they start going off the rails, there's no way of pulling them back, where maybe other organizations are better at handling people with those types of attitudes, right? Let's just remember, Randy Moss, very good example. Also Kevin Garnett, very good examples, okay? But, with that being said, I think every team has players like that and situations like that, obviously. But I don't know. I don't know. And continuing with and ending with the Odell Beckham Jr. rumor is it's kind of died down now. And the popular word on the street is that because we're hearing this now, that the Browns want to get rid of him, whether that be to the Vikings or some other team. And I think maybe the Vikings were kind of the first ones on the table because we just got rid of Diggs. Also, Kevin Stefanski's there, who is now their head coach. He used to be with the Vikings, as we all know. So I think the Vikings and the Browns, they just have a lot of connections right now, too. But I will say I would be annoyed if somehow the Vikings got rid of Anthony Harris in exchange for Odell Beckham Jr. I would be annoyed by that. Because I don't think that would be a fair exchange with what the Vikings need right now. But is this season going to be a wash? We don't know. We don't know. All right, moving on, though, from the Odell Beckham Jr. thing. That might be interesting, though, if he came here, though, just to spice some things up, right? It's like we got rid of our entertainment and our good wide receiver. We need somebody to fill that void, though, don't we? Just kind of thought of that right now. Did you guys see the light bulb go off in my brain? Maybe I just like to stir the pot. With the Vikings, I do. In general, in normal life, I'm not a pot stirrer at all. I don't like that. All right, moving on. I wrote little cue cards this week, you guys. I feel very, considering they're blue, I feel very James Lipton, like R.I.P. too to another one that died recently. Good old James Lipton. Okay, moving on. Okay, so I feel like I need to start a segment every time I post about how did Kirky beam me into orbit this week? What did Cousins say that annoyed me this week? What Cousins complaint do I have this week? Because damn it, I feel like I always got one. So, how did Kirky beam me into orbit this week? Well, he sure as hell did. I'm starting to get more mad at like the Vikings too for just getting bamboozled by this cat continually, because it's really their fault. It's not really like Kirk's fault. Like, this is Kirky's just being Kirky, man. But God. Ooh, okay. How Kirk beamed me into orbit this week. So Kirk Cousins had a Zoom interview this week where he was being asked about Diggs, asked about the Rona, asked about, how the Rona's going to affect this coming season and all that type of thing. So, pretty much, I'm not going to go verbatim here, just a couple little snippets that I thought were extra Cousins complainty on my part, okay, that I can complain about. So he pretty much went on to say, Kirk Cousins went on to say that this dude, I'm telling you, too, would be the best politician. Just the best. He's such a robot. That basically, Kirk went on to say that by Stefon Diggs leaving here, it was a win-win. It was a win-win for the Vikings and Stefon Diggs because, Diggs didn't want to play here, So how's that a win, though, for the Vikings? If Stefon Diggs, your best wide receiver, didn't want to play on your team. He didn't want to play because he didn't want to play with you, Kirky boy. He didn't want to play with you. So he's saying that that's a win-win for the Vikings because they got rid of someone that didn't want to play here. When in reality, he didn't want to play with you, Kirk. Okay? It's a win-win. It's a really a win-win. And I will say that I do appreciate that Kirk does these little interviews, and I think he is trying to be genuine, but like his genuine is still very like robotic spider pizza ranch quarterback, okay? Sleep number bed or whatever it is that he hawks all the time. Very robotic still. Even though I think it's like he's trying to be normal or something. He's trying too hard to be likable. Because he's trying too hard. Stop trying so hard, Kirky. It's okay. Just like you kind of want to pat him on the head. Pat. Oh, man. Ugh. He's just fake smiling his way to the bank all day, though. I will say that. And then I think the biggest thing, because there was uproar from this, I'm sure you guys all heard and saw, and I'm sure this is not new news to any of you either, Vikings fans that pay attention during the off season and whatnot. Kirk Cousins said it would be refreshing to play without any fans. You know, if that's what the league has to do. Refreshing? Again, it's like, I see what he was trying to do there. Trying to give an answer, but wrong word choice, okay? Wrong verbiage or whatever. Wrong word choice, dude. Any other word but refreshing. Refreshing is like when you're really hot and you suddenly take a big old gulp of like ice cold lemonade on a hot summer day. That's refreshing, okay? By you saying it would be refreshing to not play in front of fans, you know, is basically not exactly a slap to all the fans, but it's basically like, we don't need ya. You know, and I get what he was trying to do. Like, I get it. And boy, did people take that and run with it. I mean, they really did. He just got obliterated after that comment. And I don't think he meant it as like a F you know, to fans. I don't think that's what he meant at all, but it's like, does somebody need to write his script for him? Does he need a new script writer? I mean, I could write some better stuff for him, just saying, you know. Yeah, refreshing to play without fans. So then obviously that got completely just blown up. People got pissed. You know, and I understand both sides, right? But it's like, you guys, he doesn't hate the fans. I don't think he hates the fans. He doesn't hate us. He knows that he needs us. But the thing is, we know that Kirky boy don't play well under pressure. And that pressure could be coming from anywhere, right? That pressure could just be fans cheering for him, you know, which is just extra. So he doesn't want to play in front of people because there's nobody there, no extra outside noise to get in his way to, you know, help execute the perfect little staged operational plan in his mind, because as we all know, everything has to go just so according to Kirky's plan for him to play well. And if he doesn't have all that extra noise, you know, fans screaming, hooting and hollering and what have you, in his mind, I think he's going to play a little bit better. And he's all about those numbers, right? All about those numbers. His personal numbers, that is. You know, his personal statistics. So, yeah. Probably not the right choice of words. It's just like, come on, dummy. Get your shit together. You're so loaded now, too. Get somebody to, you know, write you a better script. Go over your lines with you, okay, before you have your little Zoom conference. And just stop trying so hard, okay? Just stop. What else did I have written down for that? Oh, gosh, he's just kind of a cuckoo. He's just a cool little Looney Tune sometimes, isn't he? And it's funny, too. I'm thinking, too, of back when the Vikings originally signed this crazy cat, Kirk Cousins. And at the time, he apparently was the only missing piece, right, in this whole damn team. The only missing thing that the Vikings needed. Then they got him, and then what happened? Nothing. And then now, all of a sudden, we are now rebuilding our whole team after doing nothing, after only missing that one little piece. We get that little piece, does absolutely nothing. So yeah, let's rebuild and revamp over that missing piece that does absolutely nothing. That actually doesn't go with the rest of the puzzle. Ugh. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. And we're really going to see, too, when the draft happens, too, what their little plan is. All right. So Jesse asked me on YouTube, too, what I thought was going to happen with the NFL season and with all the coronavirus stuff happening, if it was going to be pushed back or postponed. I personally think, I mean, nobody really knows, right? Nobody really knows what's going on. But I personally think it's definitely going to be pushed back and postponed. And if it's not pushed back or postponed, there's going to be like no training camp or anything like that. And I think that, you know, there's going to be probably less amount of games because it's going to be pushed back, maybe like 10 games, something like that. And I don't think they're going to have fans either. As of right now, it's really hard though. It's a very good question to ponder, and I have been thinking about it. So I don't think they're going to have any fans, but like the league is still going to need to, acquire revenue. So what I'm thinking is if they don't have any fans, they're going to find a way to maybe charge us for watching the games somehow, even though like they're local. Or what I was thinking was, I think a baseball team in, I think it was Taiwan, used robot mannequins as fans to like add some like atmosphere during the game. So what I'm thinking is like, are people gonna be able to like buy a seat, which would then maybe contain like a mannequin robot, which you would then be able to, as the fan, you would be able to then control said robot in that seat like during the game, so you could allow your robot to like yell for you, scream or whatever. I don't know. Something like that. I don't know. Did I just give them like $1 million idea? I don't know. But I think they're gonna find a way to play, but I don't think it's gonna be with fans, but they're still gonna need to get revenue. So that's my idea, is like they're gonna somehow charge fans like for seats, but then like have a robot in the seat, and then we can control like our fan robot or something like that. I don't know. That's just kind of what I thought of, because they're still gonna need to make money. So, and if they don't do anything like that, I have a fear that we're gonna have to pay to watch the games, even though like as a Vikings fan living in Minnesota, you should be able to just watch the games, air them locally, but I don't know, are they going to start charging us? It's all about the money, right? It's all about the money. But very good question, Jesse. I liked that a lot. What do you guys think what's going to happen with the league? What do you guys think? All right, last but not least, the draft finally happening. I don't really care. I normally don't really care because I just don't know a lot, because I don't pay attention to college sports all that much at all. But we will be able to see kind of where the Vikings are maybe thinking, what they're kind of scheming. They have picks in the first round. They have picks 22 and 25. So we shall see. Also, tomorrow, I'm wishing everybody a happy 420. So stay safe and enjoy. And I hope everybody has a great rest of your Sunday fun day. And I will catch you all next time.